Thank you. With that, I'll call the meeting to order. First order of business is a roll call, please.
Alderman Boyd. Alderman Cone.
Present.
Commissioner Banton.
Present.
Commissioner Boaz.
Present.
Commissioner Bradley. Commissioner Peoples. Present. Commissioner Goodman. Commissioner Pfeffer.
Present.
Commissioner Weber. Chair Strother.
Present.
And you have a quorum with 7.
All right, thank you. With that, there is one change to the minutes that needs to be made. At the beginning, it simply says, Chair Bradley called the meeting to order from the last meeting. Please make that to the correction of Chair Strother. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as with changes, with corrections.
So moved. Chairman Boaz, not Chairman Boaz, Commissioner Boaz.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Boaz and seconded by Commissioner Banton. Call for vote, please.
Alderman Boyd. Alderman Cone.
Aye.
Commissioner Banton.
Aye.
Commissioner Boaz.
Aye.
Commissioner Peoples. Aye. Commissioner Pfeffer.
Aye.
Chair Strother.
Aye.
And the motion passes with our present voting aye.
All right, thank you very much. And Tracy, from your mouth to God's ears, keep that in mind. With that, we have 2 items due. Don, you want to give the staff who's going to pull up the first item on the
Yes.
agenda?
So Tyler is pulling up the first item. We'll have one slide. We'll go through it quickly.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Tyler Wilson. I'm going to try and keep this nice and fast. I've got a rezoning petition in City Block 3444. That is for 601 East Athlone Avenue, 1 parcel, 0.21 acres in North Riverfront neighborhood. The petitioner is Phil Hulse of Green Street on behalf of Clarence Broadway LLC. The relevant plans in this area are the North Broadway Vicinity Commercial Area Special Use District, the North Riverfront Commerce Corridor Land Use Plan. For this site, we're planning a rezoning from K unrestricted to J industrial districts. What this would do is allow for future consolidation with the surrounding commonly owned parcels, also zone J, as you can see in the illustration to the right. This proposed rezoning request is in conformity with the strategic land use plan, specifically in this area, that is the business industrial development area. And PDA staff recommends approval of this proposed rezoning request.
Okay, thank you, Tyler. With that, I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved by
Previous roll.
Commissioner Banton, second by Commissioner Cohen. Call for previous roll. Hearing any objections? Hearing no objections at this point, the public hearing is open. If there's anyone that has questions, please, by use of the reaction button on Zoom, raise your hand. I will identify and acknowledge you at that point. I am seeing no hands. Call for second. I am seeing no hands for public comments at that point. With that, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
It's been moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Boaz, seconded by
Previous
Commissioner
roll.
Banton. Call for previous roll by Alderman Cone. Any objections? Hearing no objections, previous roll has been accepted. Commissioners, if there's any questions on your part, I'll accept those now with the raise of hands. I see no questions at this point. The ask is that the zoning goes from K to J industrial parcel at 601 Athlone, block number 344. The Planning Commission, Urban Design Agency of St. Louis is hereby directed to notify Board of Aldermen City of St. Louis recommendation. Call for vote to accept or to act on this. Any motion?
Jeffrey Boyd made a motion to accept.
Second.
It was moved by Jeffrey Boyd, second by Alderman Cone.
A call for previous roll from Jeffrey.
And a call from previous roll. Hearing any objections? Hearing no objections, that has passed from K to J and will be moved to the Board of Aldermen for this recommendation. Thank you very much, Commission, for your expeditious work on that. Don, you want to tell us about the second item?
So the second item is one that we love partnering with the community and the Alder people in zoning to add a new layer called the special use district, customized for geographies primarily that are commercial in nature. This one is for South Grand, and Jonathan will make the presentation. Again, as you can tell, we're in a fast mode here, but he has a pretty good summary slide to give you.
Thank you, Don, and good evening, Chair, and all the members of the Planning Commission. My name is Jonathan Roper, and here to give you the proposed special use district in South Grand area. The proposed area is, we first look at the special use district, which creates a zoning overlay district that provides land use regulations above and beyond what's already permitted, which it responds to an adopted plan by the city and also responds to the vision that it's trying to pursue. So we also look at what's currently the sloop, the zoning, the plans, and also the issues. So on the screen, starting from the left side of the screen, image being the sloop, we find that the area is all neighborhood commercial area. The zoning is H area commercial, and there are plans for there's a redevelopment plan, which at a time blighted the area, but also put redevelopment standards in play for the area. And also there's a Great Streets plan for the South Grand area as well. So there are plans for the district that this SUD is trying to pursue, and as well as a few of the issues that the district is trying to respond to. You can see on the right side of the screen with a lot of the dots, the different Citizen Service Bureau, the analysis that was put together, which found a lot of, you can see there's different areas for graffiti, different crime activity that happens, trash, littering, rubbish and debris and all that. There's also, you could see, and the red highlights are different consistent properties that are vacant. So this SUD is responding not only to the need for more particular commercial regulations, but as well as responding to health, safety, and welfare issues that occur along this district. At this time, in the process of creating this special use district, and after looking at the plans, PDA along with zoning staff members discussed not only the plans, but the vision for this and what uses should be further regulated or modified by the special use district. There's a pop-up along South Grand on a Saturday afternoon. There were multiple neighborhood meetings. This also was in partnership with the South Grand Business District. And at this time, the uses include 14 modifications to conditional uses and 12 prohibited uses, along with lighting standards, rope lighting, signage, being that you can't cover a building for security reasons, and also a few other regulations. I'm happy to answer any questions at this time, and that's the presentation this evening for you.
All right, thank you, John. Then again, maintaining our quorum. At this point, I would call for a public hearing, a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Banton. I heard a second from
Commissioner Boaz.
Commissioner Boaz. Call for previous roll. Hearing no objections. At this point, the public hearing is open. If you would like to make comments, I would again ask that you use the reaction button on your screen to raise your hand, and I will acknowledge you at that point. I'll come back to commissioners in a moment at the end. Again, if you're here for public hearing, please raise your hand. I'm not seeing anyone, nor am I receiving anything in chat that identifies a comment or question on the public hearing end. At this point, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Boaz, seconded by Commissioner Boyd.
Previous roll.
Call from previous roll by Commissioner Boyd. Hearing any objections? Hearing no objections,
You know,
hearing no objections to previous roll, the public hearing is closed. At this time, commissioners, if you have any questions, please either in the chat or by raising your hand in the reaction button. Commissioner Banton has requested questions. Commissioner Banton.
Yes, do we have any letters of support for this from the alderpersons or from the special business district or residents or anything of that nature?
The older people, I don't know if there's formal letters, but they were involved throughout the process on this. This would not have gone forward without the aldermen support of Green and Rice. And also on that, Rachel Witt with the I'll just say the all-star with the South Grand Business District is on the line. But yes, she was also the spearhead. She is the go-to person for everything on South Grand. So she's on the line and she helped craft this as well.
Great.
add is, maybe it takes a little bit of
Any additional?
Don, you're Don talking.
Yeah, is this has been in the works for some time. We've been distracted by another SUD in the north side for the NGA. But Rachel has been working with staff, with zoning folks. Mary's had issues with uses on this site, on this geography. So the gelling of this has taken some time, hard work by everybody, including all the medic support, the local merchants, Rachel, who's in charge of this, zoning staff, Dylan and Terrell and Mary. And then it's an all hands on deck type thing to try to post one of these areas, which we've posted. So we've just had the public hearing and closed that. That's appreciative. And this is a special use district, as you can see. It's very much in an area that you would identify just as a layperson as a commercial area. So it's a supplement, it's an upgrade, it's a community-based level of concern, and we're glad we got it to you.
Great, thanks. And just very briefly, my last question, can you briefly describe a sort of number of neighborhood meetings, meetings with business groups, and just talk about that process very briefly?
I'd like to just briefly tag in Dylan with the zoning office, if he's could comment on that.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Dylan Mosier, City Zoning Office. Yeah, I've been working on this for a while. So as far in the way of community meetings and neighborhood meetings, there are actually 3 neighborhood associations that we met with. I believe they are neighborhood Tower Grove East, Tower Grove South, and then Tower Grove Heights. So we had meetings where we were at agenda item to discuss and go over the final draft of what is, we're presenting now with those folks. We also met with the South Grand Community Improvement District Board. Put together with the help of Rachel Witt, who's on the line. We also had a Saturday, like a pop-up event in the Ritz Park that is right in the middle of the proposed special use district and right there on the strip, where we, it was around brunch time. So we saw a lot of, restaurant people and whatnot. We spoke with folks at that time. We also had a Google survey. So basically we created a flyer with a QR code. So, we talked to people as much as they'd listen to us, but then we would hand them this flyer with a QR code, and we got a number of responses from that, asking questions about, what would ultimately become the regulations that we're presenting.
And I'll just add to that. We did post on 14 different blocks, 2 different signs, about, I believe, 2 weeks earlier than the 15-day deadline. So there was like a good month's worth of these posts being up and around the neighborhood as well.
Great, thank you. No further questions.
Commissioner Banton. Ms. Witt, I see your hand. I acknowledge you at this point.
Thank you.
Also, we did a focus group early on to represent the 6 surrounding neighborhoods to get their thoughts on what this area should be changed and concerns. So there was a focus group that helped start with the foundation of the special use district. And then also that Google survey was posted on every neighborhood Facebook page and distributed by the aldermen as well. And neighborhood association board presidents helped post it as well. So it was a really great community effort to really make sure we were transparent and that we got feedback from the community. And some of the feedback was really great. And there was some, and we made some changes to the draft based on the feedback that we received. So this was definitely a very much robust community effort to make this SUD possible.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Rachel. Typically, I would have asked you to identify yourself, but somebody already introduced us, so you're good with that point. With that, I see no more chats asking for questions. I see no hands raised asking for questions. So at this point, Jonathan, if you wanted to review what you're asking, Alderman Cohn, are you?
No, just preparing a motion.
Okay, thank you for being here. Jonathan, you want to carry with what we're moving?
Staff finds in review of the proposed special use district that it complies with the adopted neighborhood plans, including this sloop, and staff recommends approval as submitted for the special use district for the South Grand area.
Right, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we pass the special use district as presented to us this evening.
Thank you.
Second, Commissioner Boaz.
It's been moved by Commissioner Cohn, seconded by Commissioner Boaz. Call. Did I hear a call for previous roll? By Alderman Boyd. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing no objections to previous roll, this motion carries as stands. Thank you very much, Jonathan and staff, but most of all, thank you, commissioners, for your understanding of a abridged and abbreviated presentation, but yet we do have all the information in front of us. It was mailed in advance. Thank you to the staff at that point. Any last comments from commissioners and or the staff before we get to the next meeting, which would be June 8th on our normal Wednesday?
Earl, I wouldn't want to frustrate the time commitment by being typically done, Rose, so I'll step back and not say a thing.
I will have it said that at 5:58, I am calling for a motion to adjourn, which may be my best personal record at this point.
Second.
It's been moved to second. With that, I thank you, commissioners. I'm glad to see your face, Alderman Boyd. Go Blues, go Cardinals tonight. Thank you very much.
Indeed, the next meeting is June 8th. We did a safety net about a possible continued meeting that you were polled. That will not be needed. The next meeting is June 8th.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Have a good night, everybody.
Be safe wherever you are, people.
Good night.
Good night.
Enjoy the town hall meeting in O'Fallon Park, those that are going.